Forest Park is slowly getting back to normal. The storm severely damaged parts of the zoo and Shakespeare Glen, where Shakespeare in the Park is held every summer. In fact, the first performance of Hamlet is tonight. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski takes us through the recovery.
The tornado twisted through Forest Park, snapping decades-old trees and doing damage to many of the attractions, including the St. Louis Zoo. None of the animals were hurt, and they were able to reopen just 3 days after the storm.
Right now, the only thing that isn't operational is our butterfly dome. It'll be quite a while. All of those acrylic pieces are custom made, so we're still collecting the information, but we don't really have an estimated date to reopen that at the moment.
Zoo Director Michael Masick says staff were able to rescue almost all of the butterflies and get them safely to the butterfly house at the Botanical Garden.
When the tree fell onto the dome, it essentially covered the holes that were created. So most of the butterflies were contained.
They also had some damage to the cheetah habitat, which is still closed for the time being. They're still working to clear trees from there and around other parts of the zoo.
There was also some associated fence damage, so I'm guessing that might be another month or so before our cheetahs will be back on habitat.
Just down the road from the zoo here at Shakespeare Glen, the tornado tore through the stage, also brought down a tree off to the right. They've come back together because the show must go on.
It blew the whole back wall off of that set. You can see there's a huge, beautiful mural that our scenic artist Andy Cross had painted. That was in splinters on the ground behind it.
Shakespeare in the Park producing artistic director Tom Ridgely says lighting equipment was also damaged amongst other things. It was all set for their 25th anniversary season, starting with Hamlet on Wednesday. Fortunately, they only lost a day in preparations.
Matt Anderson, who heads up the crew over at Switch, and Colin O'Brien with Blank Slate, they and their teams worked really hard to get things ready in time.
Both Masick and Ridgely hope these free attractions can continue to be a bright spot in this time of need.
These plays are nourishing at the end of the day, and what we hope is that people can come and draw a little bit of strength and hopefully pleasure from it.
The best thing they could do is just come to the zoo, and instead of chainsaws, we can hear children's laughter. That's what we kind of need right now.
Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
Now, the zoo is open to the public. Shakespeare in the Park has its first showing of Hamlet. That's at 8 p.m. tonight. The show runs right through June 22nd.